Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Haggett Hill. Got a quick question for you. Are you tired of these? I am. Don't get me wrong. This is a nice jug, and I found this little elbow on Amazon. Makes it a little bit easier. But you know, it's still a pain trying to put fuel over here. My little LS tractor's got the fuel spout right in the middle of the hood. So you got to hold it up over the top of it. Now, my mini skid, it's not too bad. You raise the hood on it, it's in there, but you're still holding like this. The big challenge is on my TYM 474 up at the farm, the fuel fill is up on top of the back fender where the ROPS mount is. See, it's about shoulder height. And when you're holding 5 gallons of diesel, shoulder height, not saying I'm old by any means, but why work harder if you don't have to? So I've come up with a new solution that's going to benefit me, and I've been wanting one for a while. So let me show you what I got. I got a fuel transfer tank. Let's move you in so you can get a little closer look at it. I bought this off of Amazon the other day. It's from a company called FMCNMech. It's 40 gallons. It does have fork pockets at the bottom, which was important to me, so I could be able to fork it in and out and put it in my shed when I'm not using it. Especially if I start doing some mini skid work, I'm going to need some fuel. That little thing, even though it's 25 horse, it's kind of thirsty. Also come in handy when I'm going up to the farm to work. Kind of look around it. It's just a poly tank. Nothing real special about it. But it does have the fork pockets. Let's open up and see what's inside. Alright, so we got our owner's manual. We don't need that. Men don't need instructions. It does have casters for the bottom. That's one thing I did like about it, the reason why I bought it. Now, it will fit under the tonneau cover of a truck, as you notice, which I like that, but it won't fit with the casters. It's going to be a trade-off on whether I end up keeping the casters on it or just leave it like it is where I can slide it up under the tonneau cover and keep it covered. But I think I'm going to like the casters so I can move them around in the shed. Pretty heavy-duty caster, and 2 of them lock, 2 of them are stationary. So we got 4 casters. They send you some hardware. They even send you a lock and a key. Locked right here. And a nice pair of gloves. How about that? So here's the nozzle. Nothing special about it, but it looks like it'll work. That's all aluminum. It's got a 15-foot hose. Here's your switch and your battery clamp. It does have a ground clamp. Those just clamp onto a 12-volt battery. Now this one has 3 different settings. This is off, of course, in the middle. This is if you're filling your tank, and you can even put it on R down here, and the pump reverses. So apparently you can drain fuel out with this one. So we'll see how that goes. So let me get some Teflon tape. Might not need it. Looks like it's got a rubber seal on it. We'll probably put some on there anyway. It's probably not the right thing to use. All right. I think that's going to work. Put it up now. And we're going to put these casters on the bottom. All 4 of these casters swivel. And 2 of them lock. I can't even remember threaded today. A little cold out here. Alright, that's number 1 caster. I'm sure you all know what running an impact wrench looks like, so when I get all the other casters on, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, I got the casters on it, and as you can see, it's up over the top rail of the pickup truck, which that's okay. Like I said, it'll fit underneath a tonneau cover if you don't want the casters on it, but I believe for my application, I want the casters on it. Again, this hose is pretty stiff. I didn't try to wind it back up in there. Where the lock goes, if you was transporting it down the highway, didn't want to use the lock, didn't want this lid coming open, you could put a carabiner and hold that in there. I don't know how it is in your area, but in my area, I only have one station that sells off-road diesel, and that's about 15 miles away. If you're not familiar with off-road diesel, it's also called farm diesel, and it's dyed red. You can't use it in a pickup truck or anything else. Now it's about 50 cents or so a gallon cheaper than on-road diesel. So I have some diesel in the shed. We're going to get it off of here. We're going to put a little diesel in it that I have. We're going to try it out because I don't want to make a special trip to town just to fill this tank up. I'll be in town sometime over the next few days, and I'll get it filled up. We can give you another update then. So let's get this offloaded. All right, let's go get some diesel, and then we'll try it out. Let's stretch the hose out here. Boy, that's good and stiff on a cold morning. You can get the point. I put about 8 gallons from my diesel cans in here. It's got a vent on it, so I'm assuming we need to turn the vent on. Would help out. So we'll open up the vent. It's also got a fuel gauge. You can see it. Pretty accurate. Like I said, I think I had between 7 and 8 gallons. And it's showing on the gauge a little bit. It's up off of empty. So when we fill it up, we'll give an update on how she looks. I could just hook this to my tractor battery or my mini skid, but I've got this 12-volt battery. We'll just try it out. This hadn't been used in over a year. It come out of my boat when I put lithium batteries in it. All right, so she's hooked up. Now, I did read the owner's manual. It did say you should hook up the ground wire, and I recommend you do that. But this is not a how-to channel. It's how Brad does it channel. So I'm not going to hook it up, but I recommend that you do because that's what the owner's manual says. Now, if you had a gasoline tank, it'd probably be a little bit more imperative to do that. So we're going to fuel up my mini skid. It's down to about 40%. Now, you can do what you want, but I'm not sure of their manufacturing processes, how clean it comes. Till I use it a time or two and run a tank or so through it, I'm going to use this funnel, which has a screen in the bottom, to make sure I don't get any debris in there. I know it's going to slow down the process, and I won't be able to take advantage of that full 3.7 gallons per minute flow rate, but better safe than sorry. We'll go over here. Got the 12 volt on. We're going to turn on the pump. It looks like it's pumping. Sounds like it's pumping. How about that? It's pumping. Now again, this is going to take a while. Ooh, it's pretty touchy. You'll have to be careful with that. I can tell you that the flow rate on the pump far exceeds the flow rate of my filtered funnel. Man, this handle's cold. Alright, so it's pumping just fine. I'm pleased with that. Make sure the tank doesn't have any debris in it, then I'll be able to fill these a lot faster. But I said I want to run it for a while first. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take the fill lid off, and then I'm going to run some through it, and we're going to see how she does. Just to make sure it's got a good constant flow rate. So we're just going to pump it right back into itself. So it's humming along now. I'm going to pull the hose out so you can kind of see how the flow is. I think you get the point. Got a pretty steady flow. Alright, we're going to shut it off. You might not have been able to hear it on camera, but it sputtered a little bit when I had it out there in the gravel and sucked air. I wanted to make sure it wasn't having a problem with the pickup, but keep in mind I only had about, again, 7 or 8 gallons in here at the most, but it still should be more than that. But it's kind of uneven out there. So I moved it in here to my shop floor where it's good and level. So we're going to turn it back on, make sure it's got good suction on a flat level surface. Sounds like it is. Alright, it appears not to be having any issues. You just heard that surge. That was me squeezing the handle a little harder. Let me go ahead and get this filled up off camera, because it's going to take a while as it goes through this funnel. And then I'll fill up my tractor too, and we'll look at the funnel and see if there's any debris in it. Well, alright folks, that's it. It's a fuel transfer tank. Nothing real exciting, but I think this thing's going to really help me out, not only with my projects around here, and when I go up at the farm filling up both of my tractors and my mini skid. It saves me from having to lug around those 5-gallon jugs and then trying to lift them up, especially on the TYM about shoulder height. Again, this is the FMCNMech. I'm guessing that stands for FMCN Mechanical, but I don't really know. I purchased this off of Amazon on November the 24th, I believe. It was delivered yesterday, which was December the 2nd. I am not sponsored by this company. However, I am an Amazon associate, so if you want to purchase one of these for your farm off of the Amazon, I'll put a link in the description, and you know how it works. If you click on it, I get a small commission. The price to you is the same thing. But let's go over the specs again real quick. It's 40 gallons, made out of plastic. It does have the casters, all 4 swivel, 2 of them will lock. If you want to use it without the casters, it will fit under the tonneau cover on a truck. It's got a 15-foot hose. It's got a 3.7 gallon per minute pump. And that's it. Just not anything real fancy, but it's real functional. As I was fueling up my mini skid, I actually overflowed the funnel, or filled the funnel too much. It started overflowing. So I switched the pump on the fuel tank to reverse and actually pumped out the funnel, and it worked like a charm. I will say, after I had the pump in reverse mode, it took about 30 seconds for it to prime and start pumping out right again. So all in all, I think it's a pretty good tank. I'd recommend it. I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. And again, not to beat a dead horse, but if you want one of these for your place, just click that link in my description, because I will get a little bit of commission off of it. I would recommend, if you buy one, get you a funnel that's got a filter in it. Mine has a little screen in it, and the first few times you use it, run that screen through. There's just a tiny bit of debris in here. Could have been from the diesel fuel, who knows, or it could have been from the tank, but I'm not going to take any chances. The next several times I use this tank, I'm going to use my funnel just to make sure I don't get any debris in my equipment. So thanks for watching along as we reviewed my new purchase here on Haggett Hill today. It's going to be beneficial to me, and I think one would be for you if you have some diesel equipment. Please like and subscribe. I've been looking over my analytics, and most of you folks that are watching my channel are not subscribers. Hey, do me a favor and click that subscribe button. I'm trying to get my channel to grow. It doesn't cost you a dime. And again, if you don't like my content, I'll refund your money when you unsubscribe. How's that for a deal? Well, thanks for watching along here on Haggett Hill. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, God bless to you and your family.